In the vast expanse of space, where the stars shimmered like diamonds against the velvet backdrop of the cosmos, Frieza soared with an aura of malevolence surrounding him like a dark cloak. His form, bathed in the eerie glow of distant galaxies, exuded an air of sinister determination as he pondered his next move. With a flicker of his tail, Frieza navigated effortlessly through the void, his crimson eyes gleaming with malicious intent as he contemplated his ambitions. Thoughts of power and domination consumed his mind, driving him to seek new heights of strength and authority. As he drifted through the endless expanse of space, Frieza's thoughts turned to Beerus, the god of destruction, whose power and authority loomed over the cosmos like an unassailable fortress. But Frieza harbored no illusions. He knew that in order to achieve his ultimate goal of usurping Beerus and claiming dominion over the multiverse, he would need to become even stronger. With a wicked grin, Frieza imagined himself standing triumphant over Beerus, his power unrivaled and his enemies vanquished beneath his heel. But his ambition did not end there. He envisioned a future where he would ascend even higher, challenging even the mightiest beings in existence, including the Omni King himself, Zeno. The very thought sent a shiver of anticipation down Frieza's spine, igniting a fire within him that burned with insatiable hunger. With each passing moment, his desire for power grew, driving him to push himself to new limits and beyond. As the Emperor thought about his recent success of attaining his new black form, after terrible toil and determination like nothing he had ever done before, and his subsequent success of easily striking down Goku and Vegeta like they're mere children in the face of his awesome new power, he wondered how to go even further. As fate would have it, in this particular timeline, out of the myriad of infinite alternate histories, Frieza would get his chance at truly becoming something more, beyond anything he could have even imagined. A cosmic force beyond the scope of any history and any multiverse rippled throughout all realities and across all planes of existence, tearing at the very fabric of space and time, which Frieza happened to be passing through. After opening a rift that connected his multiverse to another far beyond the normal reaches of even the gods, Frieza stood in astonishment as he felt countless energies unlike anything he had ever felt before. Some were similar to his ki and even godly ki, while others were utterly foreign and almost baffling at times. Some stunk of death, while others of a pure goodness, while some still exuded auras that could not even be described. Trying to avoid being overwhelmed, Frieza focused on a set of energies that he felt were powerful, yet unique and vastly varied. He decided that he may find further power in this world, and with his own might, he could crush anybody who stood in his way along the road. With a quick burst of his aura, Frieza plunged headfirst into a new multiverse filled with opportunity and possibility and new challenges. And so, with a sense of grim determination, Frieza continued to soar through the rift, his mind consumed by thoughts of conquest and domination. As the cosmic energies settled, Frieza stood in unfamiliar space. Sensing strong life forces a few billion light years away, he figured that he might as well start at the closest hub that contained intelligent and dominant species to learn what he could of this universe, and make his presence known. Arriving on what is known as Earth 13 Alpha, curiosity gleamed in Frieza's eyes as he observed his surroundings. However, before he could comprehend the situation, this planet's formidable protectors assembled to confront the alien threat. Hovering in the air with a stern expression, a man appeared, his cape blowing in the wind as it was kicked up by the Emperor's entrance onto the planet. The man stood there and stated, "I'm known as Superman. I noticed that you happened to tear right through our solar system and destroyed a good portion of our moon along the way. That caused a lot of damage to several cities with the debris, and will have to be fixed to prevent gravity fluctuations on the tides. I'm going to need you to identify yourself and state your intentions, because nobody seems to know who or what you are." Frieza, unimpressed by the posturing, responded with his trademark arrogance. "I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. I simply happened to be passing by and hoped you could give me some information about this section of the universe. I'll also need some slaves to make me a new ship for my travels, and a few good soldiers. As the new ruler of this universe, I have no interest in your puny planet aside from the aforementioned accommodations, but if you insist on challenging me, then be prepared for annihilation." As the confrontation escalated, a flicker of dark energy caught Frieza's attention. Before he could react, a black shining ring materialized in front of him. As a man clad in green with his own shining ring looked on, he knew immediately what this was, even if it was an unexpected development. A lantern ring had materialized before Frieza after flying through the dark depths of space, drawn to the tyrant's malevolence. The ring attached itself to Frieza's finger, transforming him into a black lantern. The dark energy coursed through Frieza's veins, amplifying his power and connecting him to the realm of the dead. With shining black accents fitting over the Emperor, his aura exploded with a torrent of black and purple energy. As silver dark electricity crackled around him, the group of heroes that had assembled, sensing the surge in power, braced themselves for an otherworldly battle. Frieza, now endowed with the powers of the Black Lantern, conjured an army of undead warriors. The planet's League knew that they needed a strategy. One of their greatest minds, Batman, ever the strategist, recognized the severity of the situation. As the Caped Crusader flew in on his bat-shaped plane from Gotham City, wreathed in his iconic dark cowl and cape, he entered the escalating situation from a distance to strategize. Prepare for a deadly fight. The creature has tapped into dark forces from the world of the unliving somehow, Batman stated to the rest of the League. The battle erupted with Frieza commanding his undead minions against the Justice League. Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, the Flash, Aquaman, and Batman, they were all there and they faced a cosmic threat and his army, each hero unleashing their unique powers to combat the unnatural forces. Frieza, reveling in the chaos, transformed into his golden form, a sight that left the League momentarily stunned. The tyrant's powers surged to unprecedented levels, and his undead minions fought with an unyielding fervor, empowered further by their Emperor. Superman, his strength known to be unparalleled, engaged Frieza in a titanic struggle. However, the Black Lantern's dark energy proved to be a formidable challenge. Wonder Woman and Green Lantern joined the fray, each hero using their skills to try and counter Frieza's onslaught. As the Amazon tried to use her lasso to stop Frieza in his tracks, and the Lantern tried to use his ring to shackle the invader, they soon realized that they were outclassed and couldn't even touch him. Batman, assessing the situation, recognized the need for a strategic intervention. Although the League were strong in their own right, they were clearly at a disadvantage in a direct confrontation. While the League engaged Frieza, Batman analyzed the properties of the Black Lantern ring, searching for a weakness. Amidst the cosmic clash, a mysterious figure appeared. John Constantine, the occult detective with a knack for dealing with supernatural threats. As if he had come from hell itself, Constantine clambered out of the portal that he had created and that he had used to try to intervene in this unprecedented situation. Constantine, sensing the dark energy emanating from Frieza, approached Batman to strategize. "Looks like you lot could use a hand dealing with this cosmic wanker," Constantine quipped, his British accent cutting through the chaos. Batman, acknowledging the expertise Constantine brought to the table, explained their predicament. Together they advised a plan to neutralize the Black Lantern's power, in the hopes that it would weaken Frieza enough to put him down and allow them to return things to normal. Constantine, with his knowledge of the mystical arts, created a protective barrier around Batman as he approached Frieza. Batman, armed with a special device he had designed in the past to sever the link between lanterns and their rings, went to work, in order to disrupt the connection between Frieza and the Black Lantern ring. The hero maneuvered through the chaotic battlefield, being covered by his allies as he approached the tyrant. As Batman hung from atop a crumbling skyscraper off his grappling hook, the ground continued to shake, and the sky looked like it had turned black, with swirls of blood red from the enormous clash of powers. As he neared Frieza, he deployed the device, catching the Emperor off guard as he was reveling in the dark power he now possessed, and fitted the device right above Frieza's right hand. Batman quickly fled the scene as a disruption in the dark energy emanated from the Black Lantern ring. The undead minions faltered, and Frieza's golden form wavered as he seemed to be reverting to his original form. Seizing the opportunity, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern intensified their assault. The Flash and Aquaman, now facing fewer undead adversaries, provided support to their teammates. The plan had succeeded in cutting off the power of the Black Lantern ring. Frieza, deprived of the Black Lantern's power, found himself vulnerable again. The Justice League, now working in tandem, pressed their advantage, as Green Lantern created a construct to hold Frieza in place that clamped down on his limbs like chains and shackles, and the Flash moved at superluminal speeds, absorbing the kinetic energy of Frieza to slow him to a crawl. Superman also flew off into the distance, all the way to the center of the solar system to bathe in the luminescent glow of the sun itself. Within moments, the Man of Steel had crossed back to Earth so he could deliver a mighty blow to the sternum of the Emperor. With a trickle of blood coming out of Frieza's mouth and his head hung, it seemed the incapacitated Frieza was on the verge of defeat. Batman approached Frieza cautiously. Your reign of terror ends here. However, in a surprising turn of events, the residual dark energy from the Black Lantern ring began to merge with Frieza. The golden form began to emerge again, fused with his black form, and the ring's power as a sort of hybrid state. The tyrant's appearance shifted, a dark aura enveloping him as he transformed into a black and gold fusion, a formidable amalgamation of cosmic ki, power, and undead energy. The Justice League, caught off guard by Frieza's transformation, regrouped to face this new threat. The dark fusion of black and gold emanated an aura that surpassed anything they had faced before. Frieza, now wielding the combined power of his golden and black forms and the Black Lantern ring, unleashed a devastating onslaught. The Justice League, overwhelmed, struggled to contend with the cosmic force before them. As the battle reached a critical juncture, a figure appeared in the midst of the chaos. Dr. Fate had shown his face, or at least his mask. The powerful sorcerer, attuned to the mystical energies of the multiverse, his golden helmet reflecting light in the dark soup surrounding the planet. Sensing the disturbance, Dr. Fate intervened, creating magical barriers to shield the Justice League from Frieza's onslaught. The balance must be restored. Together we shall face this cosmic aberration, Dr. Fate declared, his voice resonating with ancient authority. The Justice League, now joined by Dr. Fate, rallied against Frieza's black and golden form. The cosmic clash reached unprecedented levels, with mystical energies and cosmic forces colliding in a dazzling display. In the midst of the battle, the disrupted Black Lantern ring resonated with Dr. Fate's magical energies, as he and Constantine channeled their powers together in order to separate Frieza from the ring's power once again. The combination created a unique resonance that disrupted the fusion between Frieza's golden form and the Black Lantern's dark energy. Seizing the opportunity, the Justice League, guided by Dr. Fate's mystical prowess, launched a coordinated assault. Frieza, now struggling to maintain the fusion, faced an onslaught from Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, the Flash, Aquaman, Batman, and the mystical forces of Dr. Fate combined. In a climactic moment, Dr. Fate channeled ancient incantations, creating a mystic vortex that separated the Black Lantern ring's dark energy from Frieza's new form. The cosmic fusion dissipated, leaving Frieza weakened and vulnerable again, or so the heroes thought. As the League pressed onward to defeat their foe, Frieza simply laughed and said, "As if I need that silly new power to stop you worms." As Superman led the charge, Frieza swiftly burst into his original golden form, overpowered the Man of Steel, grabbing him by the neck, and threw him aside like a rag doll. The Flash tried his luck. Bursting in with his full power, the Flash tapped into the Speed Force more than ever before, becoming one with the force of nature and moving faster than he ever had. As the Flash swirled back and forth through space and time, weaving in and out of timelines, he tried to strike Frieza at more vulnerable points in time in the past and the future, but there was something wrong. The tyrant didn't seem to be part of the natural flow of history as he knew it. The Flash simply didn't seem to be able to find an opening where he could affect Frieza in the past or the future. Going in with the full force of all the kinetic energy he could muster, the Flash planned to land the mother of all punches on Frieza across all points in time. As the fist of the Scarlet Speedster neared its target, a sudden thudding sound could be heard. With a raised hand, the strike that could shake history was stopped by a single outstretched finger from the Golden Emperor, who then proclaimed, "Moving through time is nothing new to me. Even though you're fast, you're predictable, and far too weak to be a real threat." With a mere gaze from Frieza, the speedster's cranium burst into a million pieces and floated through the sky like a fine red mist. Seeing this, the League suddenly realized that this battle was far from won. As his golden armor-like skin shone brightly, the tyrant put down each member one by one in a brutal fashion. With a swift dash, Frieza moved even faster than the Flash could have perceived, and wiped Batman and Aquaman from the field in a single blow. As Wonder Woman and Dr. Fate approached, the magical barriers protecting them were shattered, and they, along with the rest of the League, were instantly skewered by energy beams that shot from Frieza's fingertips, weaving through time and space, cutting through the heroes like a skewer through a dozen chunks of raw chicken. As the spells of Fate and Constantine were broken upon their deaths, Frieza felt the full power of the Black Lantern return to his control. It was like they were made for each other, his new hybrid form returning as quickly as it had dissipated. At the end of the day, the Cosmic Tyrant had obtained what he wished for. He was the uncontested ruler of the universe after eliminating its most powerful heroes. In a twisted display of fate, they were now his undead minions to be used at his leisure. The Frieza Force was more powerful and obedient than ever. Frieza, however, couldn't help but hear a nagging voice in his head. He knew he wasn't alone. He knew he was being watched and influenced. The tyrant knew he had to clean house, and teach the voice of death in his head who was really in charge. Looking into the vast blackness of space, Frieza said, "What's better than immortality? Why, usurping death, of course. Even he won't stand in my way now." Black Death Frieza had been born as he set out to conquer death itself and solidify his empire.